evening, ladies and gentlemen. This has all been nicely prepared by Jim himself. Jim graduated from Jarrow Grammar School in 1956. He served as a technical apprenticeship at a railroad and company and gained a higher national certificate of electrical engineer in 1962 and a technical teaching certificate in 1964. In 1981, he gained a bachelor's degree in combined arts with honors. In engineering, he worked in Zambia and as electrical superintendent for the building of the Intercontinental Hotel in Jamaica. His last post in engineering was manager of electricity and water department, Turks and Caicos. Jim came to the Bahamas in December of 1968, and I don't think he quite remembers this, but he was among several teachers who were recruited for the government schools, posted to a government school, and wasn't put on the payroll for 2 or 3 months. That's how I first met Jim. He arrived at the cabinet office seeking his pay, and we adopted him after that, and we saw that he got his pay and everything was fine. When he arrived in the Bahamas in December of '68, he followed his love of teaching. He has taught technical subjects, math, religion in various schools, and lectured in philosophy at COB part-time. His last years in education was as guidance counselor. His voluntary services include athletic and soccer coaching for many years, president of Bahamas Archaeology Team from 1984 to '86, executive member of Bahamas Guidance Counselors Association 85 to '87, president of St. Andrews PTA 1992 to 1993. Now, in between all that activity, Jim met and married the love of his life, Anne Aubrey, the daughter of Dr. and Mrs. Paul Aubrey. To date, he has written a number of publications. One, Paradise Island Story, was updated. It was written by Paul Aubrey, was updated by Anne and Jim. Together, they wrote the Harbor Island Story. He's done regular articles in the Bahamas Historical Society Journal. One was Shadrach Carr, Priest and Missionary in American Baptist Quarterly. 70 essays on the history of religion in the Bahamas for the Tribune. And tonight he will give a tribute to Diane Pullinger, artist and illustrator. I have pleasure in introducing you to this strange gentleman, Mr. Jim Lawlor.
Strange?
Well, it seems that
I must admit, I do remember you adopting me. I'm sorry for the screen. We've got a better one which is behind there, but I couldn't get it raised up. So I used the old one. A tribute to Diana Pullinger, artist and illustrator. This is a picture I managed to find of Diana. I believe she would be over 70 years old by the time that was taken. Can everybody hear me at the back? Many artists do not receive the recognition they deserve during their lifetime. One such artist is Diana Pullinger, who lived and produced some of her greatest work in the Bahamas. Visitors to the Bahamas Historical Museum marvel at the 2 illustrated Bahamian history screens, this one over here, painted by Diana Pullinger. We later found out that she painted the Stations of the Cross, all 14 of them, which I'll show later, for the St. Philip's Anglican Church in Nassau. And a large painting, approximately 10 foot by 10 foot, at the Nassau International Airport. For many months, we tried to discover more about the identity of Diana. In late March 2010, earlier this year, a telephone call from Lee Ingram, who was previously in Ericsson, created a buzz of excitement as she revealed that she knew Diana and had in her possession sketchbooks that gave some information about the artist's background. And just on Tuesday morning, I received an email from my daughter in England, and it showed the Pullinger family in the 1911 British census. And strange, they lived at 35 Abingdon Court, Kensington and London. And strange for those times, it lists Virginia, the head of the household, aged 32, of private means and resident of the USA. The husband, Essex L, and I think L is for Llewellyn, he was aged 31, and it gives his occupation as mining, and that he was born in Essex. And if you see at the bottom the asterisk, I found out from an internet source that Essex was the son of an English gold mining pioneer in South Africa, James Pullinger. And actually, they must have done quite well, because the Pullinger Cop and the Pullinger Shaft is the name in a mine near Johannesburg. So the census showed that Diana, and then I found just lately that her name was also Beatrix, and I'm figuring the L is for Llewellyn too. Diana Beatrix Llewellyn Pullinger, age 3, and so that means she was born in 1908, and the address in Kensington. They had a governess, or she had a governess, Alice Coriandi, age 22, from Switzerland. A parlour maid, Winfred Sayre, if that's how you pronounce it, age 20, also from Essex. And Elvina Wood, age 22, from Cook. So I can imagine quite a well-off family. The sketchbooks certainly indicate that Diana was a woman who liked adventure and travel. All the books have drawings of trees, animals and landscapes, as well as a preponderance of people, both single and in crowds. And Diana pays great attention to the perspective and detail, and often notes the colours she will use. The first sketchbook, which is unlabelled, contained art class models, slides, models, people, horses, cows, and other farm animals. And this seems to indicate Diana's attendance at the Royal Academy of Arts in London in 1933. She was awarded 6 medals for artistic merit from the Royal Academy of Arts. I'll show those later. The second sketchbook portrays the harbour and sailing scenes in Penzance and parks and lakes in London and in the Cotswolds. The third and fourth sketchbooks show that she was in Ireland in 1937 and portray again oxen and carts along with people and landscapes of the Irish countryside. A nice vet, or probably a blacksmith shoeing a horse. Apparently, Lee Ericsson's great aunt, Helen Payne Kimball, met Diana Pullinger at the Royal Academy of Arts in London sometime in the mid-1930s, and Lee says, and brought her to visit my mother's family in Boston, where Diana and my mother, Louise Ericsson, began a long friendship. I believe they were of similar age. Her mother was born in 1911, but Diana later found 1908. And this visit started a lifetime relationship between Diana and the Ericsson family.